Hello everybody, Crazy Love Girl / Kawaii Kitties here, always having an identity crisis. Today I am going to be talking about Splash Star Precure. So first thing I'm going to talk about is that a lot of people think Splash Star Precure is a copy of original Futari wa Precure, since Splash Star Precure is still Futari wa Precure. So a lot of people think it's a clone, but it's actually better than it. There's like a lot of things are better, like such as the setting having like a proper point. The setting really matters for the thing. Having multiple characters that enhance the series, having better villains, not one of them, but having better villains in general, with personalities, and just a lot of improvements. And the first ending is so good, like I don't even know how to explain that it just hits different. But yeah, I'm gonna get started by talking about our first character. The order doesn't really matter here until another point. So Futari wa means together we are, so that's why there's like two Precure. What? Okay, so yeah. So our first character is Saki. Or not really first character, kind of, I guess you would say first character. Yeah, first character is Saki. She's really close to Nagisa. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw her, I'm pretty sure I thought she was the same character as Nagisa, and like a third transformation, but like her eyebrows are thicker, her eyes are a bit different, but she's sporty just like Nagisa, but I would say that she's a bit nicer than Nagisa was, because Nagisa from Futari wa Precure was a bit more like was a little more rude, but not that rude, but like, you know, yeah, she's a bit nicer. Saki also has a family bakery. It's called Penpaka Bakery, which affects her life. She also has this like childhood friend guy. I can't really remember his name, but he likes comedy. So yeah, there's a lot more. There's like not a lot more particular, but a bit more added to her character. Saki also has her, Precure side. So her normal form is Cure Bloom, and her fairy is Flappy. Now that I think about it, I guess it isn't really normal form. That's just her first form. But yeah, she is basically the power of plants and life or whatever, stuff like that. And yeah, she has magical powers. The one thing about this season is that the powers are more magical than like physical kicking and punching. Unlike original Futari wa, they still have punching and kicking and stuff like that. It's just they use magic alongside with it. Saki's secondary form is Cure Bright, and her fairy is Moot. Yeah, and basically her powers are of the moon, aka Bright. Yeah, her powers are really cool. I like all the powers in this season. It's really good. Our second character is Mai, and she likes to draw. She also is, she doesn't exactly look like Honoka because her hair is purple, more on the purple side, and her face is like a little more different, I guess, like cause purple. But yeah, I can see why people could also confuse her for Honoka. She is a little more not as goody two shoes as Honoka, or not as like sciencey smart as like Honoka was in Futari wa Precure original. She's still a great person. She's still smart, but like, yeah, she's not like I'm gonna conduct an experiment smart. Mai also has like parents that like are smart people. I think her mom was like a scientist. I can't remember what her dad was. I knew for a fact her mom was like an astrology scientist or something around that. But yeah, she also has a brother who's like also into science, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe he was the one who likes astrology. I can't really remember that great because like all I know is that her parents are smart. Yeah, and they do smart things. Like I mentioned, Mai has a brother, and it ends up being Saki's love interest, which doesn't go anywhere. Futari wa Precure not Kiriya-kun, whatever, Fuji something kun, Fuji P, I think that's what they called him. Yeah, it was just like that, where like nothing happens with it, and there's like no point to the relationship at all. Yeah. On to her cure forms. Mai becomes Cure Egret, which is the Precure of the sky, essentially. Kind of like, Cure Bloom was the Precure of the ground, Earth. Yeah, Precure of the Earth, what I was trying to remember a minute ago. Her powers are also like more on the magical side than physical combat-y. Still obviously with physical combat. She also has really cool attacks too. I really like her. She's cute and adorable. Yes. Mai also has an alternate form called Cure Windy. And she basically gets, powers of the wind. Stuff like that pertains to the air. And, it is powered by Floop. Which is, her fairy. Other fairy that appears mid through the show. Just like how I said Moop from earlier. So, yeah, their form changes are pretty cool. And depending on the fight, they'll change it. I think it's kind of random sometimes, but whenever Saki and Mai end up getting their new power-ups, their transformation changes into like a different shape. I kind of like the first one more. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought it was cool with the gold spinny, but then I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the round ball thing too. But imagine the poor parents having to buy that extra merch. Yeah. Anyways, the form changes in this season were really cool, with some really cool attacks and really good fight animation. Now I'm going to talk about the two other characters you see in the back of, the drawing. So, we are getting into villain territory. And so, let me start off by saying that the two girls in the back were originally villains. And their names are Michiru and Karu. Michiru is the one with pink hair, or red hair, whatever. Then Karu is the one with blue hair, green and like greenish blue hair, sort of, in my brain. No, it's not green. Maybe I'm going crazy. Anyways, yeah, they originated as villains in the show, and they were sent down, to like infiltrate Saki and Mai's school. And get to know them and like kind of like betray them and like mess them up and mess up their teamwork. And they end up kind of sort of becoming friends with them, or not kind of sort of, they become like best friends. So basically Karu is the first one to really get affected by this, because after hanging out with Michiru, but after hanging out with Saki and Mai with Michiru, Saki's little sister is like in the face of danger when the other villains of the week come by. I'll talk about them later. They're not as important, if I'm gonna be completely honest. And she ends up like protecting Saki's little sister. So it really shows you like how much they change and stuff. Then eventually they get like, taken out, and like Saki might find out they were villains, and like it's a whole big thing. And then like they get like this cool revival at the end where they become part of the team, and they end up getting the powers of Cure Bright, which Michiru gets. Then Karu ends up getting the powers of Cure Windy. It's pretty cool. They don't officially announce themselves as Cures, but let's be honest, they're Cures. Even though in the 2 videos ago when I was talking about Delicious Party Precure, I think I said something about how they weren't like technically Cures. I didn't really mean that within their show. They are, and I totally wish they expanded upon that. The only time where they did was in the Hagato Precure thing. But but outside the show, they aren't really counted as Cures like that. They don't get to come in like all-stars unless they're like background characters and stuff like that. But I pretty much would call them Cures at that point because they end up getting powers from the fairies. So yeah, it's really cool. They also have powers in their normal forms, which is really interesting. I like their powers. It's pretty cool. I really like them as characters, and they're like the bread and butter of this series. They're what like makes the series like super good. So all of the villains of the week are kind of interesting. There's only one that I just like look at with a side eye, but the rest of them are fine. Okay, so we start off with like Leaf Villain guy. He's a Leaf Villain, and their powers not there, but his powers also end up having leaf powers, you know, because like he's a Leaf Villain, which is nice because in original Putariwa Precure and Putariwa Max, the villains like had like they were so boring 90% of the time. Like literally their powers were just darkness. Like those were their powers. And it was dumb. He obviously makes villains of the week, just like every single villain in this series. That's just a thing with Precure. Yeah, but these older Precure series have more hand-to-hand combat, which is what I like. Because in newer Precure series, there are a lot of times where like you don't even get hand-on-hand combat with villains ever. I believe our second villain is this spider guy. I'm gonna be completely honest, I can't really remember what he does. I can go look him up right now. Okay, so my memory was absolutely right. I was fighting on it. I was fighting on my memory. But he is kind of like a mole, if I'm gonna be completely honest. He goes into the ground, then he comes back out. What did I just say? Then he comes back out. English. Anyways, yeah, that's his power. Then I have the controversial villain. He's the third one. His name is Marumba. And oh my god, he is to say the least, not good. He literally says taco salsa cha 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 or something around those lines, which is not okay. I absolutely do not condone that mess. Like, no. I like the rest of the series, but you know what I do hate? It's him. Because literally, like, get him out. Please. Like, I just like to pretend he doesn't exist in my mind. Because, like, I really don't like him. Like, he's really problematic and is not a good character. Especially when it comes to making fun of, like, Mexican people. That is not okay. I absolutely do not agree with racism. And that's just terrible. Honest to God. Thank Jesus. Thank Jesus. They never made another villain like him. They even, like in Star Twinkle Precure, they even made a Mexican character, which is good. But like, honest to Jesus, thank God they never made him again, because he's a whole entire thing that just like, I was excited when he died the first time, but then when he came back, I was pretty annoyed. His powers are fire, adding on to the stereotypes, which is not good. Honest to God, it's not okay to add a villain like him within the series. He is not an okay character at all. Yeah, not cool. Anyways, I'm gonna continue on. I really don't like him. Like, I absolutely do not agree with that. The rest of the show's fine. He's just like a bad character that should not exist. And is really not good. And enforces bad stereotypes. Our fourth villain is Water Girl, whatever she's called. She has water powers that she's kind of entitled. I like her design a lot. Yeah. She even like tries to, like, because she doesn't like what one of the villains are doing, she even tries to like pick with them. And yeah, I like how unique each villain is, except for Maruba. He can get out. Anyways, yeah. And then we have Yellow Villain, who's about like, you know, I'm not gonna fight you right now, I'm gonna wait until we get in a proper spot. And like stuff like that. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, only villain I would just say that's just absolutely is Marumba. He needs to get out. I really hate him. He needs to go. Not okay. All the other villains are fine though. So our supposed big bad is called Akudan-sama. At least from what I remember. I'm pretty sure they added a sama at the end. But anyways, he's not really the big bad. He looks scary. But like, turns out he's not the big bad. And the true big bad is Goyon. And he was kind of sort of defeated like midway throughout the show. Yeah, and that's how Saki and Mai, I'm pretty sure, end up getting their secondary cure forms. That battle was pretty cool. I like it. You would think of him as like an assistant to a villain, But turns out he's not an assistant. He's the big bad guy. And he actually will ruin your life. Anyways, like, you know, he does those big bad things, then he gets defeated by Michiru Kaoru, Saki and Mai. And it's pretty fun. Yeah. He's kind of like a silly character, I'm pretty sure, but like you find out, nah, he's not a joke. Don't play with him. So, yeah. Okay, so another important character is Princess Biglia, and as the girls keep making progress and keep like building up, you know, the little lakes or whatever, and you know, the land of fountains, you know, she ends up like getting more abilities to communicate. Yeah. And she basically like clues in or like says what will happen in the future and ends up like kind of saying that, you know, her true identity is the world tree, which is, you know, the like is like in the girls' town, the big tree they hang out like at all the time, and a lot of important things happen at that tree. And we also found out that, like, I'm pretty sure it's called the Fountain of Light, ends up becoming essentially the Fountain of Light is the ocean, which is where the Splash Star girls live. So like their world actually connects into the big plot. It's really cool and useful that they did that. Yeah. I'm really glad that they tied it in, because they could have made a series where the location didn't matter, but they completely tied it in within the whole plot, which is great. There are a bunch more side characters in the show, but I'm not going to talk about every single side character, because now I want to start talking about the drawing. I would definitely say Splash Star Precure is totally underrated. I think it's one of like the least popular Precure series under Go Princess Precure. Not in the West. Over here, we love Go Princess. I don't know, Go Princess shouldn't have flopped like that. Anyways, yeah, it deserves more love. It's better than Futari wa Precure, and it is not a clone. It does a lot of things better than Futari wa Precure did. Because Futari wa Precure had a little more dryness to it. It didn't have, like, you know, the whole world connecting to it, even though it was still a really cool series. I will even say that Splash Star is way better than some Precure series. Unlike Futari wa Precure, I couldn't really say that it, like, was the best. I think, now that I think about it, I think I would definitely rank Futari wa Precure a bit higher than Yes Precure 5 Go-Go, because Go-Go did absolutely nothing. But, I'm getting off topic, but yeah. Definitely Splash Star beats out some Precure seasons, and I would say a lot of them, because of the way it works. Like, Splash Star is just a good season. Now we're getting on to the drawing. So this drawing was, I think I did it pretty fast from what I remember, but like my computer crashed. I regret getting Windows 11. It worked fine for the first 10 days until it decided not to, and it decided to freeze. And that keeps happening over and over again. Luckily, I found a way to recover footage, but like it's still very annoying. Off topic again, but this drawing was came out okay. I think some of the faces could have been a bit better, and I felt like Mai's arm could have been a bit better. But let me just talk about, oh my god, Cure Bloom and Cure Bright. Oh my god. I already knew her outfits were just in the absolute, like, both of them were just atrocities. Now, I could easily fix Cure Bloom, because Cure Bloom, she just has, like, way too much contrast on her outfit, and has the random green. I think it was trying to represent a flower. I'm 90% sure that's what they were trying to do, but the green was just random, so it didn't work. So I decided to like get rid of the green and make it yellow, because I'm not trying to draw something ugly today, or not today, but I wasn't trying to draw anything ugly. So I just fixed up the contrast, fixed up the issues. I guess you could still call her hair tacky, but it's not that bad in my opinion. I tried to make her design look as good as possible. I even asked my family members if it looked fine, and they said it looked fine. I also changed some of the extra colors that were like red, and like made them a different color and made them like blend in with her outfit a lot more so it wouldn't be tacky. Yeah, and I think it worked out pretty well because there were like a lot of just weird colors in weird spots, and I just decided to unify the colors a bit more. And then for Cure Bright, oh my god, Cure Bright was just it was actually super hard settling on something. I think my family said it looked fine, but I don't know. It was so hard. Like, I kept testing so many colors, but like no matter what you do, green and yellow doesn't work. Except for Kurosheta, which I looked her up after I realized she has yellow and green. But then I realized that even using like similar colors, it just wasn't gonna work because of the way the outfit was shaped. And it just looked like really, really bad. So I just had to, I tried keeping the colors like as similar as possible. So I ended up leaving in the green of her outfit and ended up like, I think I changed some things to pink. Yeah, I'm pretty sure her belt was not originally pink, but like, yeah, and I made sure to make her like wristbands and like tight shorts pink. I also found a way to make an excuse for pretending that her outfit is kind of pink in a sort of way, because I shaded yellow but pink, but then I also added a glow to it so it could look bright like the moon that her design is basically based off of. And I thought it would work okay. I don't think it came out that bad. Her outfit isn't the problem, it's really the color choices they've made on these outfits that just make them look really tacky. With Splash Star, with Cure Bloom and Cure Bright, it's really the colors they picked. But like Cure Bright is like literally an almost like using those colors is literally an almost unfixable design. Like, I don't even think I made the design fixable at all because it just looks it was so hard to make her design not look bad. The character designer for this series, I'm pretty sure they designed, both Dadiwa Precure as well. I have no clue what was going on with these designs. Specifically Cure Bloom, Cure Bright, I don't know. Like, usually their things look like really good. Like, literally the designs for Cure Bright and Cure Bloom are like really, really awful on the eyes. Like, it actually hurts to look at her design, like how bright it is and how like random the colors are. It's just a fashion atrocity. Like, I don't like insulting people's designs, but this really is a fashion atrocity. Like, there's no way that it wouldn't be a fashion atrocity. And then as well, like, Cure Bright is just, like, really bad. Like, oh my god. Then Cure Bright is just like, oh dear, oh no. I was, like, in so much pain, like, while trying to redesign Cure Bright, like I said a minute ago. But, like, it's really hard not to just, like, keep talking about how hard it was to fix that. I still don't think I fixed it right anyways, but, like, it was, like, really hard. Everything else looks fine. It's just, like, the design for Saki. Her human form looks great. Her human form looks amazing. It's just her Cure forms are not it. Like, literally, I think Cure Bright might be the worst design ever. And I'm not even playing. Like, Cure Bright is just so tacky. Really, really tacky. Then, Kaoru, no, not Kaoru, my bad, Michiru ends up having to wear it. It doesn't look bad on her because they at least make it look like a dress. I'll say the shade of yellow green is still questionable, to say the least. I also made her outfit glow to make it work, made both of their outfits glow to make it work for the moon aesthetic and focus more in on the yellow. But I really just was not into how tacky um, Pure Bright's design was. Everybody else looks pretty good. I wanted to make the waterfall in the back because like Splash Star, like the fountains of light. You know, I thought it'd be a great idea. I think the grayscale version might have been a bit better because the water wasn't as like, I think the water was more reflective. But I tried. I also made them float on a star because why not? Yeah, Splash Star. I also made it so their arms could like form the shape of a star. I don't know if you could tell. Probably not. But like, I made it into like a star shape. So the way their bodies connect kind of make a star. Not perfectly with like pure egret, because her arm kind of sticks out of the back, but if you connect it like with her like up to her shirt sleeve and with Michiru's hand, you'll end up being able to see it properly. So yeah, I think this drawing came out okay. I think their faces are still a bit meh in my opinion. I think it could have been a little bit better with the lighting because I had a hard time with the lighting and doing it right. It was also really hard drawing like 2 cure forms or like 2 outfits for each and every character. Like the amount of confusion going on in my brain was immense. It took a lot of work to do this drawing. And it took a lot of focus and effort. But that's with every Precure drawing. I always make myself suffer because I think it's fun to try challenging new things. Yeah, but I really just wanted to create something cool. And I believe I made something pretty decent. I would think I would also fix Cure Wendy's skirt a bit. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I went in and fixed it because I didn't like how it looked originally, but I think it still could be a little bit better. It was a little hard making it pointy. I don't think she had shorts either. I'm 90% sure that in her design she doesn't have shorts when she's Cure Wendy. So yeah, I really hope you liked the drawing, and I really hope you liked me talking about Splash Star Precure. It was a pretty fun drawing and pretty fun commentary about it. Yeah, I really like how it came out. My next drawing is going to be Hagato Precure, which is exciting. I am midway through my happiness charge drawing. I haven't posted any pictures of it yet, but I finished the sketch and made it into a grayscale background too, and I like how it's going. I think I've been working really hard on these Precure drawings, and I've been pumping them out like crazy this year. I've created so many, even though I wanted to create more than I have now. It's still really an awesome feat that I've created this many with this short of a time, and it's awesome looking back a year ago and seeing the differences in between my art from my first Precure drawing from Hardcatch Precure, because that drawing was like super flat, especially the way I look at it now compared to my new drawings. It's like super flat looking, and I worked like really hard on this drawing, and I worked hard on every single Precure drawing. So yeah, if you want to check out my Instagram, check out my Twitter. They're both named Kawaii Kitties. Except for my Instagram, it's like underscore art. Check out my Reddit account. I post on the Precure Reddit a lot. Yeah, it's called Crazy Derp Girl. That's kind of my main name, if I'm being completely honest. I might just call myself Crazy Derp Girl at this point, but I probably should say / Kawaii Kitties. I kind of made a thing out of my intro. Anyways, I guess if you want to subscribe to my channel. I also have commissions open, so if you want to commission me, go ahead. I will gladly take your commission. My life is gonna get a lot busier though, because I'm in marching band, and marching band gets crazy a lot. So I'm probably not gonna have as much time to upload, and also school is gonna be starting again soon, so that's also gonna be a factor. So I'm probably only gonna be able to make videos on the weekends from now on, or not from now on, but like, you know, when school starts, because during marching band I still at least have some time at home. So like, yeah, I can record at night or I can record in the morning. So yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've actually gotten this far and gotten to this point, I love talking in these videos because I kind of just ramble on a lot, and I have a lot to say about things because I'm an opinionated person. Anyways, I will see you at some point, I hope. Love you. Goodbye.